Greetings and welcome, citizens, to another episode of Let's Play Frostpunk, where I'm trying my hardest to not die, although at the moment it's not all that dire. Right now I'm just trying to time it very accurately to make sure that I make the most of the time I have. Also, I need to relay this road so I can fit more housing in here. Alright, so then I can start working on that. Let's remove, not that, remove the road. Alright, hope rises. For now, I kind of want to keep the hope as high as I can, but it's not strictly speaking necessary. Alright, I need to start replacing workers with engineers at the moment, because I need to get these hunters' huts operating at as high an efficiency as I can. More survivors at the observatory. Something's amiss at the observatory. Snow covers the precious instruments and the dome is open, letting out a thin column of smoke. Someone's inside. The sun is dimming. Instead of astronomers, we are met with some of our lost people. They explain that they came here for help, but found everybody dead. The astronomers continued their observations until they starved. What was so important for them? They wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of sunlight can't be explained solely by the fouling of the atmosphere by the southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. Alright, let's escort the survivors to the city, because we still need more people, despite the fact that will cost me more in other ways. Also, this road is no longer necessary, so let's remove it. Claim a little bit of wood. Alright, Alright, I can't do anything about it, but we have coal for 3 days, so it should be fine. Let's collect some more steel. A little bit more steel, alright. Let's get the drafting machines. Alright. Got some more food coming in. Now, I could extend the rations, of course, by going for either soup or food additives. It's strictly speaking not necessary, though, if you've got enough raw food coming in. So I'm actually gonna try for that. Because I kinda want to see if I can trigger a different message at that screen, at the end screen. Alright, you... set out for the sturdy shelter. And you can all go to work. So, I need some more bunkhouses. Let's try to set them up on this row. Alright. We still have... no, we are... yeah, every child has a place in the shelter. Right, sturdy shelter. This shelter is well supplied and built to withstand even the worst weather. An advanced steam heating system protects it from the cold. Trail leads to another city. The shelter is comfortable and well equipped with emergency supplies. There's a notice posted by the heavy round door. To all scientists, if you use any supplies, remember to notify the quartermaster when you return to the city. This means there's another city out there. A signpost by the trail points in 2 directions. London, 1934 miles. Home, 27 miles. We discovered the steel bridge. We'll take the resources, more wood, and some rations. Alright, so now my other team is actually following faster. Going faster. Well, that's fine. For now they can keep going that way. The child's plea. Captain, we found a boy frozen to the bone in the cemetery next to a fresh grave. He must have been there for hours. He wants to call an emergency meeting. He says that if you agree, his mother will wake up and attend it. He must face his loss. Yeah, that is annoying. Pitiful. Sorry, state of affairs, but, well, some things I just can't change. Alright, next level of tech. What do I need first? Well, I kinda need food at the moment, so I want to go for hunting tactics. So I can supply more people with fewer hunting huts. Let's also consider building some resource depots. Can't do that. Now, this particular fighting arena is probably not in the most optimal place. I could consider moving it. Alright, let's see. I wish I could turn the overlap off. Is there a way to see that? Alright, but let's focus on getting some other sides of the city supplied with rolling. Presuming that this will all be done, should really check if I can get it over here. The problem is mostly that I need to know if I can measure this out, so the fighting arena is essentially the same size as a house, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so if I put it here and there, that should be fine. That should help keep discontent down. Yeah, they're not happy with the lack of medical care, well. Alright, so we are still fine for now. Alright, let's get some more resources piled up in a big lovely stack. There's still plenty of coal to be found over here, that's fine. Now, because of the range upgrade, the coal, the generator is consuming twice as much coal as before, which can be a concern. Now, with the need for medical care, I think alright. Do I want to sustain life? I mean, the solution to that problem is listed down here. I kind of want to get everyone moving through as quickly as possible, going with radical treatment. Because I got a couple of gravely ill people, they need to be treated. Alright. Bridge to Winterhome. A brass plaque on the bridge tower reads, "Built by the people of Winterhome in AD 1887. The bridge is kept completely snow-free by a working automaton. Explore. A functional automaton. We stopped at the edge of a deep white ravine, marveling at the steel bridge spanning it, even more so at the huge automaton sweeping snow from the roadway. It would be possible to send the machine back to our city or disassemble it for resources. So we got 2 locations. We're gonna send it to the city. We reprogrammed the automaton and sent it on its way. As it disappeared in the distance, walking steadily towards our city, the first wisp of snow started to settle on the bridge. Right, so it will take quite some time for the automaton to reach us, but that's fine. You will head for the large convoy. You will head to the bridge for Winterhome, which you should be doing faster, even though you have actually never reached it yourself. Alright, we've got a situation. Deserted bridge. Finding the bridge to Winterhome proved that we are on the right track, but raised questions. Why was the bridge deserted? Why wasn't the automaton under the care of an engineer? There are logical explanations to it all, but people are growing anxious. We'll find out in Winterhome. Alright, so my resource depot is finished. Let's stack some wood in there. And I need to consider building a coal thumper. Now, this is probably the best place to do that. This also requires a gathering post next to it, which we will do. Move on to the next day. Alright, so people are quite hopeful. That's good. They're not quite happy with my decisions, but you know what, suck it. Alright, let's get people in here. Get the engineers going. I currently don't have quite enough people. Right, hunting tactics. I do have enough for the next bit. Let's get lighter scout sleds. But now that'll do. And I want another hunter's hut before I do anything else. Right, they have reached the wind bridge to Winterhome. Then you can move on to the weather station. Now, how's my coal doing? I'm actually gaining more than I'm losing. Yeah, the food supply is a bit more dire. We got some more survivors. This is a convoy carrying workers that got lost in a blizzard. They are weak and have no provisions. We should listen to their story and escort them to our city. They sought Winterhome. The workers who were riding in this convoy told us they were heading for the city of Winterhome. We were supposed to follow the signal from the beacon, but we couldn't pick it up, they say. We tried to follow a search pattern to find it, but we ran out of fuel. Alright, well, let's escort them to the city. because this is the convoy with all the goods that we will need. So that'll be good. You don't carry anything, so you can just keep on going. Alright, and the rest you can work in here. Alright. Well, the food situation is still quite dire. So let's improve that. Not right now. Right. Now, there's not much need for the care house per se, but I do kind of want to have one, just to relieve the medical tents from having to be overworked too much. So you can get over there. Hopefully I won't need too many of them, but you know, you never know. Alright, some more hope. The hope isn't strictly speaking necessary, but it does help in the long run. The weather station. There's nobody in the weather station, but everything still seems to be operational. Could try to find out what the scientists from Winterhome are working on. So, we found scientists' notes. They predicted the Great Cold is going to get much worse. What's more troubling is that the observations ended abruptly months ago. There's also not a can of Spam, not even a crumb of bread left in the pantry. It's obvious they moved out for good. We can see the city of Winterhome from the roof of the weather station. Alright, so we take the coal and a steam core. I'm going to the coal mine first. It's not strictly speaking necessary, because Winterhome is the goal. And you can delay going to Winterhome for quite a long while, but the game does have a means of triggering the events for Winterhome eventually anyway. Oh. Abandoned station. The recent report from the weather station has gotten people talking. They're frightened that such an important facility was apparently abandoned. Some are starting to wonder whether the evacuation from London was a good idea. A few are lamenting openly. I knew we shouldn't have come. At least London had real houses, not tents and wooden shacks. Hey! I've worked hard to give you wooden shacks. We'll have answers soon enough. Alright, so there's a lot of people coming. I should build a few more houses. And I should probably relocate this. Actually, let's just remove that. The care house is doing what it needs to do. Got a couple of amputees. That's unfortunate, but not something I can really do anything about. Right, they have arrived at the city. You know what? For now, I'm just gonna disband you. I could do with the workers. I should probably also set up another workshop. And find another hunter's hut. And while I have the supplies, I want that. Coal mine. The coal mine is automated, the engine is pressurized, but the mining has stopped. The snow around it is untrodden and an eerie silence hangs in the air. More coal than we can use. This coal mine was in operation until very recently. The machinery isn't running now, but there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. Perhaps the mine simply extracted its quota or filled the loading bay. You could retrieve plenty of raw materials if it took the machinery apart. Well, that is indeed true. But I don't think it's necessary. Let's only take the stored coal. And there's only one location left, Winterhome. Let's go. Now, the automaton is luckily almost to the city.
Move! Time to get to work.
Alright. Coal-wise, we're doing probably just fine. So I'm just gonna set up some more storage for it. And since we have this content to spare, let's keep pressuring that. We still have some coal left in this place that we can keep going for. Right. Flying hunters. Let's get the generator power upgrade. And upgrade one of the flying hunters, because that's a really expensive upgrade. Alright. Now the outer houses are a bit chilly at the moment. I can't really do anything about that. Well, actually, you don't need to be heated right now. Alright, we still need more housing. Let's get some more housing. Now, I kinda want to get to the next level, but I don't have enough supply for that. Resource-wise, getting up to the next level of steam steelworks is probably a good idea, because steel is gonna be tough to get by for a while. And right, the automaton has finally arrived. Welcome, my friend. You are desperately needed. Alright, so where is it? Using automatons. Our first automaton is operational. This will help our economy greatly. Automatons can replace entire manual labor crews. They work around the clock with short breaks to refuel the generator. We can research upgrades to raise their efficiency and capability. That is indeed useful. Let's replace one of these crews. Now, any facility operated by automaton, of course, does not need to be heated, so that's another save on the coal use. Not that coal is that dire just yet, but it is useful. We also now have more people we need to think of. Let's see, what is my maximum coal storage right now? Alright, I'm not halfway. How about food storage? Alright, I'm gonna put in some food ration storage. I can't do anything else. Here it goes. We climbed up to the edge of the city, stood there speechless, staring at the scene of devastation. It's a city of the dead. Most of the buildings are destroyed and the generator has exploded. The fall of Winterhome. The streets of the ruined city are littered with scores of dead bodies. The city's chronicle describes the shortage of food and citizens' increasing despair. The following squabbles, riots, and descent into anarchy, fights for dwindling resources, and the eventual starvation. The last entry. God forgive us. We're eating our dead. There is no hope. We're on our own. We are alone. The news has shocked everyone in the city. There were supposed to be many settlements and construction crews here, people living normal lives in homes heated by generators. But we are alone. Hope falls, yeah, no shit. It's not that bad. We're relatively warm. And there goes all my lovely hope. My hope, no! This always happens, by the way, so no avoiding it. Winterhome has fallen. They're all dead? How will we survive here without any help? We have to go back to London. There's no hope for us here in this frozen desert. People start to gather as the news of the fate of Winterhome spreads through the city. Some of them want to drop everything and flee to London. Panic is starting to set in. I must give them purpose. Right, so here is the choice we can make. Either order and discipline or faith and spiritual strength. Both paths more or less do the same thing. I'd say that order is probably a little bit more efficient at certain tasks, although it does take a little bit longer to get to the efficient parts. Which sounds contradictory, whereas faith gives a little bit more of a faster way of helping people out, but it does take longer to get to some of the better abilities you need. Now for this particular playthrough, I'm going with faith. And we need the House of Prayer.
Listen, everyone.
Alright.
Law is signed.
Let's get another crew going. You can go to the American camp. You can go to Freshwater Springs. Best to get that going quickly. Alright. Now we need a House of Faith, House of Prayer. Which one I can luckily put in here sideways. We probably need more than one for most efficient coverage, but this should be doing fine. And that should bring our hope back up. The unconvinced want to leave. Sir, you've convinced the majority, but hope is low. A group of our people are still so scared that they want to flee the city for London in 15 days. They've come to try and change your mind. You say faith will save us? Nonsense. What, are we going to pray for food when we stop to starve? Shouts one of them. We don't try to reach London, we'll end up like Winterhome. Calm down, we're not gonna die. The Londoners. Your people are divided. Some of them are so scared they plan to leave the city for London in 15 days. They'll try to convince others to join them, preying on their discontent. Fear may lead people to desperate acts. Maintain peace, give people hope, and manage their discontent to guide the city safely through the looming social crisis. Yeah. So I need to get hope up. Luckily, discontent is fine for now. So that does help me, but if I don't get hope up, we are in some deep shit. Alright, I need another house of prayer. We'll get that going. But that's the end of this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.